Let me stop playing. Ah, It Tears Me Up by Percy Sledge. Uh, Welcome, everyone. Figured I'd switch it up instead of doing my normal greeting and stuff. But actually, thinking about it now, that song is actually a good segue into my topic. So, just in case you guys are wondering what the hell you just clicked on, this is Big Mike's vlog coming to you from my humble home. I'm your host, Big Mike, coming to you from my home, like I said before. Hope everyone's doing great out there. I'm doing wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Hope everyone had a great holiday season. Christmas is gone. 2020 is here. So hope everyone got everything that they wanted, looked for, and I hope 2020 is amazing and fantastic. Okay? So, this vlog I am doing tonight for you lovely, beautiful people out there on YouTube is on dating. Kind of go in terms of my advice on dating. Now, here's the reasoning why. So, I've been doing these lovely vlogs for you people for about 4 years now on YouTube. I've done about 50 plus vlogs. So I will go out on a limb and say that at least 15, possibly 20 of my vlogs are either dating related, relationship related, in some form or fashion. To the point where people think that my vlog is like a relationship vlog, which it's not. Okay, it's really just a vlog where I talk about a wide array of topics, like I said, from sports to fashion to dating, relationships, women, everything. But I would say a majority of my topics have been on dating and women. So the reasoning for this vlog is because, again, I don't think I'm an expert, okay, by any means. I'm not Gary Vee. I'm not one of these influencers or self-help gurus trying to sit there and tell people how to live their life. Okay, that's not kind of my intent. However, saying that, I do feel like I've dated for a fair amount of time. I've been married, I've been divorced, I've been in a long-term relationship, and that has ended as well. So I'm not exactly maybe the best person to give advice, but I can give you some context and perspective to some degree, okay? Just in terms of my opinions on dating and how people should move forward, and just how people's perspectives of it and things of that nature. And and at the end of the day, listen, people do what you feel works for you. That's my ultimate goal. But then kind of listen to what I'm saying, and hopefully you'll be able to take something from it in a positive way to move you forward in your life. Okay, so there you go. So I'll kind of give you a reasoning why I decided to do this vlog. Okay, so I've been working out, as I hope you guys can see. No, I've been going to I haven't gone in a while, but I plan on going back. There's this workout place or gym called F45. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of it, but if you have, it's awesome. I recommend it to anyone who wants to get a quick workout and go about your day. So it's called Functional 45. So it's basically workouts that are done, and they're all done in like 45 minutes, 45 minutes total, but you're doing a lot of different workouts in that time. So it's really good workout, get the good burn, all that good stuff. So my last session there, which was about a few weeks ago, I was there, and one of the trainers there, he's a young guy, 23 years old. He was talking with one of the ladies who works out there as well. So after the workout, I was about ready to leave, and then somehow, some way, he dragged me into this lovely conversation about dating, which I didn't want to be involved in, but somehow I got sucked in. So I was fine. Excuse me. So basically, he was talking about how, it's so hard to date now. Part of me wants to be in a relationship because I feel I'm getting older. And, the girl had asked him, like, how old are you? And he's like, I'm 23 years old. And me and her both looked at him like, dude, you are young as shit. You've got plenty of time. Like, my thought was, when he said that, I said, dude, you have plenty of time to fail at dating, okay? You have plenty of time to fail. It's okay. So, that was the one thought. And then the conversation was talking a little bit more. And actually she had brought up an interesting point where she had said that, she feels that nowadays with dating, nice guys and girls finish last, which I thought was interesting because I never heard a woman say that before. And I actually, in a previous vlog, which feel free to go check out, I talked about if nice guys finish last, if I think that's a true statement or not. You guys can check it out and let me know what you think. So I thought that was an interesting conversation we had had. And what my two cents with dating is, I basically said nowadays dating is just a little bit harder now because there's so much options out there. There's so many dating apps out there that people are you're readily accessible to people if you're on a dating app, you know. And especially for women it's a little bit harder too because listen, and I think a lot of guys don't really realize this, nor do they probably give a shit, is that women are probably getting inundated, like blown up with messages on a daily, consistent basis from dudes who are wanting to either actually have a legit conversation, to dudes who are like madly in love with them and want to marry them right away, or dudes that just want to like booty fook the shit out of these women. So there's really, and you're getting inundated with that. Women are getting inundated with that on a daily basis. So it's hard to really discern from the ones that are legit from the ones that aren't, and then a lot of them just get kind of bored and played out with it, right? And again, I've been on the dating scene for I was on the been on the dating scene for a while. Like I've been I've been on dating sites. I've gone on dates and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say that I'm an expert, but I mean it's difficult now. I wouldn't say that it's not difficult, but I think it's become difficult because I think people have made it difficult, more difficult than it needs to be. You know, and again, feel free to comment if you disagree or agree. But I feel like a lot of times people want that when they meet someone, they want it to be click, perfect, instantaneous, and all that. And I think prior to my girlfriend, when I met my ex, sorry, not my girlfriend, I'm not single now, but prior to meeting my ex, I never understood when people said that. Like I remember one time, like 4 years ago, I had a conversation with the woman, and she told me she was like, Michael, you know, when I meet that guy, I'm gonna know it. Like it's gonna be instant. I'm gonna feel it, and we're gonna go, and I'm gonna be with this guy, and we're gonna go for it, and it's gonna work. And I just thought that she was out of her mind. I'm like, that doesn't even make sense to me. It wasn't until probably like when I started dating and really like and then I met my ex, and then we clicked, and I was like, okay, I see where she's coming from. Like I get it. And at the same time, we're older. Like people, it depends on the age group you're into. Like someone who's like in their early 20s or like 21, 23, 26 or something like that. You've kind of somewhat figured out life, but you don't really know. Like you want to kind of like those people in that age group, I find very rarely want to just kind of settle down and be with someone. Some do. And I'm not saying that all of them do, but I find like people in that age group are looking to just kind of have fun and fuck around and not like, let's say, have sex, but they're not really looking to like be in a relationship right away, although some might, and that's fine. But most of the people that I find aren't really into that tip, whether it be women or men, it depends. But at the same time, people in my age group, like I'm 35 turning 36 in 10 days. Ugh. Wow, that's a lot. Anyway, sorry. Like people in my age group, I would say, are like, if you're looking to, let's say, date, you're looking to like, okay, I'm going to meet this person, we're going to vibe, we're going to click, and then this person I'm going to look at spending the rest of my life with. In some cases, that's what people are thinking about because, again, you're not looking to date just to kill time. Like, you're looking to date to be in a relationship. So if you're going to date someone, you got to make sure that this person you click with, you vibe with them, you want to be with them, they fit, and all that. And if not, then you're wasting your time. And no one wants to feel like they're wasting their time, right? But it's hard because I think when you put so much expectation, like you're looking at, okay, if I meet this person, we're going to date. And, you know, instead of just taking it as, okay, you go on a first date and you just have fun, right? And then you go on a second date, you have fun. And then the third date, you have fun. And then the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, or whatever, 10th date, you just enjoy each other's company. And then just take it slow and build. But I don't think people look at it that way. They look at it as, okay, can I be with this person long term? But, and I get it. And again, I'm not sitting there knocking everyone has to do what works for them. And everyone's comfort zone is different. And everyone views relationships in that way. What I'm saying is the way I view dating and relationships is a little bit different. Because I look at it more as a baby step approach. Because I'm trying to build something with someone. I'm not looking to build a mansion with someone after 3 dates. And make a decision on, oh, this is going to be the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with after knowing them for maybe a month. I don't know. I got to date them and they got to date me and we got to feel each other out and see what works and see what doesn't work and see if our flaws and our differences can mesh as well. And I think a lot of people don't realize that piece because a lot of people just get so bogged down in, oh, I just want a connection. I want a spark. I want all that. And that's great. And that is wonderful and that is awesome. And I'm not saying that to diminish that, because having a spark and a connection is important. But to me, that's only going to get your foot in the door in terms of being in the relationship. What's going to sustain the relationship is having that communication, that mutual respect, and being able to tolerate each other's flaws long term. Because everyone has their flaws. You're going to meet someone and date, like when me and my ex dated, she had flaws that I probably couldn't stand, and vice versa. And our flaws were not flaws that we could tolerate long term. Right? So you got to ask yourself, if you've been dating someone for 5, 6, 7, 8 dates, and you think it might lead somewhere, and you're maybe noticing some flaws, you got to ask yourself, are these flaws do I want to deal with these flaws long term? And if these are flaws you don't want to deal with long term, then maybe this is someone you shouldn't want to deal with. But I think people get so bogged down in the connection and the spark and all that stuff, they forget about the other piece. And maybe for me, I think I view it that way because, again, I've been married. And I was in a married, committed relationship for 4 years. Not like I was married for 15 years and all that, but I was married, so like I understood that piece. And I remember a friend of mine, an old friend of mine, had told me this, like, Michael, with relationships and all that, people get so bogged down in connections and vibing and clicking, but really what's going to make a marriage work is tolerable flaws, is being able to tolerate your partner's flaws. And I feel that that's so true, and that's missed nowadays because everyone's so bogged down in spark and connection. And nowadays there's just too much options now. I think there's almost too many because there's so many dating sites and there's so many ways to meet people. You can like do a random search on Instagram and see someone you like, and then all of a sudden start DMing them and then trying to meet someone that way. So there's so many ways to meet someone now that I think nowadays it's hard to, because for me, the way I look at relationships too and building a relationship is like building a house, right? You're trying to build the first thing you got to do when you build a house is you got to lay the foundation. You got to build the foundation. And for me, that takes time to build that. That's not something, because if you don't build a sturdy foundation, the whole house is going to fall down. But a lot of people, they're trying to build a foundation on multiple plots with multiple people. So they're trying to talk to like 5 or 6, 7 people at the same time. And to me, you could do that and that's fine. But you can't make a relationship work doing that. To me, you can't. Because how are you going to build a house on multiple plots? But you're trying to build the same strong house but on multiple plots. And you're trying to live in this house but you're trying to build it on multiple plots. You can't, because you can't devote the same amount of time to those multiple people. So, and again, this is something that I had to learn because I kind of was trying to date a lot of people, and hopefully one would just kind of filter out and work, and that didn't work. So I think that was kind of the hard part, and I think that's just how it is now. I just think, so my advice to people, ultimately what I'm trying to get to is, don't put too much pressure on dating. The reason why I dated a lot and the reason why it kind of worked a little bit for me was because I didn't put any pressure on it. I just said, listen, I'm going to go on this date with this girl. I'm going to meet this girl. We're going to hang out. We're going to have fun. My goal on this date is to have fun. And my hope is that when I'm having fun, that this woman that I'm out with has fun and enjoys my company. Now, if we go out and she's not feeling it for whatever reason, she could be like, I'm not really feeling it, not really feeling a spark of connection, not really attracted to you like that, just think you're a cool guy, but you're not someone I'd want to be with in a relationship, that's totally fine. And it's okay. And I think the rejection piece you have to be able to deal with too. Because if you can't deal with that, then it's hard for you to date. On both ends, men and women both. So yeah, that's just kind of what my pieces of advice with that. I mean, in terms of dating for me, I mean, right now, I had some women hit me up on IG. One of my dating vlogs, actually my most watched dating vlog, which was the one I did on POF, so feel free to watch that one as well. I talked about kind of my stances on dating going forward, and I kind of I basically said that with POF, I just said like, POF is kind of a weird app or whatever, but in terms of me dating now, where I stand on it is I don't think I'm in the best space to date someone serious right now. And here's the reason why I say that. And it took me a while to get to this point. So on Instagram, and if you want to follow me on Instagram, feel free, hit me up and I can send you my Instagram details. There's this guy that I follow by the name of Mike Rashid. He's this fitness guy slash motivational dude, great dude, really good dude, whatever. So he did a post one day where he was talking about how men out there um, need to kind of figure out whether they're an asset or a liability to a woman's life. And the example that he used is, if you're with your woman and let's say she fell on hard times financially, could you take care of her financially? And instead of you running around chasing after women and doing all this type of shit, make sure that you're solid first and then try to date. Now, I didn't take that example in terms of the taking care of a woman financially as, oh, well, that means I'm not an asset or a liability. But what I took from that for myself is this. Now, I don't feel that I'm a liability to a woman's life. Like, I don't feel that I'm going to come into a woman's life and completely ruin her life. And she's going to tell her friends, oh my God, I dated Michael and he completely ruined my life and I wish I never met him. Like, I don't think I'm going to come into a woman's life and do that to them. Absolutely not. However, I don't know how much of an asset I would be to a woman's life right now. Beyond just us hanging out, us talking, and me cracking jokes and I don't know, whatever. Like, I don't know what more else I can bring to a woman's life, number one. And number two, my priorities have changed. Whereas 4 or 5 years ago, my priority was dating. I was like, I really want to date. I really want to be in a relationship. Or I'm like, I want to date. And that was like a priority because I was going on dates 3 or 4 times a week, sometimes 2 dates in one night. Now, it's not a priority anymore. My health is number one, the biggest priority. My career is number two. Hopefully, if I get into school, that's three. I want to start my other side hustle that I've been trying to work on, so that's another thing. And traveling is number five. That's like one of the most important things to me. Those five things are like the most important things to me right now at this time. Dating is like, if I had to put a number on it, probably sixth or seventh on my priority list because I could probably think of another thing more important to me than dating. And it's not a knock against the women I'm talking to, so I don't want to make it seem like, oh, the women I'm talking to are fucking stupid and they're whack and da 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 da. Not at all. Actually, it's quite the opposite. The women I'm talking to, or I've talked to, are absolutely awesome, amazing girls. And even though things with some of the women didn't work out, I still think they're amazing, dope ass women. They're dope women to me. They're really nice. They're caring. They're funny. They got good hearts. It just, for me and them, it just didn't click, and that's fine. So it's not a knock against the women I'm talking to at all. It's more just me seeing myself and looking at myself and realizing that I'm not in a good space dating wise where I could give a girl the love and attention that I feel like she would deserve, because I know that I'm not in the best space where I can give her that. And rather than try to force it or try to, date and then hope I meet someone and it changes, I feel like I'm just better off falling back and just, letting the other millions of dudes out here in the city have at it and have fun. Not like girls were clamoring to date me anyway, but I'm just saying, like, I just feel for me, it's just, I'd rather fall back and just focus on myself, and that's kind of where my mode is right now. So, but I wanted to impart this advice on people because I know that people struggle with dating and they hate dating. Even I had one friend, and this is the best advice I can give. Actually, I have two other pieces of advice I want to give. So I have one friend, Saqib, who's a great guy. Shout out to Saqib. Love him to death. Great dude. Like I said, he's just a really good dude. Nice guy. Like, I want to be like him when I grow up, honestly. Like, he's just so head and shoulders such a good dude that he makes me feel like a piece of shit sometimes. So one time he was asking me, Mike, what's your advice on dating? Because at the time I was in a relationship, so he wanted my advice. And I didn't want to give him any advice because I'm really not good at giving advice because I don't want people to follow my lead or anything like that. But the one thing I honestly said to him is just be yourself. And I think the other reason why why I dated a lot too is because I was myself. I don't pretend to be anything more or less than who I am. When I look in the mirror, I know what I see, and I'm not here to sell myself to anyone. I'm not a used car. So ultimately, a woman has to decide if I'm someone they want to deal with. In the same way, vice versa. So don't try to be something you're not. Don't try to pretend to be something that you're not. Just be yourself. And I think that's the mistake I made early on when I dated, is I was trying to be something that I wasn't, because I was putting so much pressure on the date. So I felt I had to be funny and smart and witty and do all these things instead of just being myself. You know, not being a complete dipshit and just saying dumb stuff, but being comfortable in my own skin, just to be able to share, and not share myself, but just kind of just be myself and just be me. And hopefully a girl could see that and want to date me and not feel like I got to pretend to be someone else in order for her to like me. You know, and I think that was kind of the problem, because I wanted her to like me, so I was trying to be something that I wasn't instead of just being me. So I tell everyone out there, man or woman, young or old, be yourself, because it's a lot easier to be yourself than to pretend to be someone else. Okay? And my other advice, and I know this probably sounds contradictory seeing that I'm doing this vlog, but I see a lot of vlogs, like a lot of dating vlogs, like POF and stuff like this. And I mentioned this a few years ago as well, as don't listen to a lot of people that are just going to give you a one-sided perspective, or give you their perspective on how their experience was on a dating app. Okay? Because dating apps are different for everyone. Everyone's going to have a different experience on a dating app. So your experience may be different from theirs. And who knows, you might meet the love of your life on that. But don't base your decision on going on a dating app based off some dipshit's experience. Because, again, your experience and their experience can be completely different. And like I said, you can meet the love of your life potentially on there. And don't not do it because you saw some dipshit on YouTube complaining about how they went on 10 dates and every person they went on a date with is a fucking moron. Man or woman. Because chances are that person was probably the moron. They were just not self-aware enough to admit it. And on that note, people, this is Bigmikes signing off. But I want to thank you guys for watching this long vlog. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. If you have any comments on this vlog, if you disagree with what I said, like what I said, feel free to comment. I do read comments, and I will shout you out, I promise. I'm not one of those, I don't have a big following, but I will shout y'all out, I promise, okay? So anyway, I'm going to have some more content coming up, so stay tuned. Hopefully you'll subscribe so you'll get the notifications and all that jazz. So again, new year, new me, new vlogs, fun vlogs hopefully as well, not just negative stuff either. I'm going to do some positive stuff too. So anyway, I'm out. Take care. Peace.